everybody. Good morning. It's our welcoming song. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Yes, you are.
Dennis, it's so nice to have you in the house.
Thank you, Dennis.
The amazing Dennis Kane. You usually play Pontius Pilate for the Good Friday, for the Good Friday drama portion, and we heard you retired, so that's why we had to let go of the drama. So, okay. Doesn't it just seem like it was yesterday that Easter was here? Can you believe it was a week ago? Yeah. How many of you consumed massive quantities of Easter eggs and jelly beans? Yeah.
Somebody did.
Well, you know, Paula put so much beautiful time and effort into creating our musical program with the choir and all the beautiful services that we do that week that she is now out on vacation. She's out on Easter rehab. So we have the amazing Chet Schwalik in with us today. And we're all here, and we know that we're never here by accident. Now, whether we are here for the first time, for the 150th time, whether you're live streaming, turn and wave at everybody.
They're trying to get our attention
Yeah.
to something.
We just are never here by accident. It's by divine appointment. And we always want to greet you in the beautiful energy of this community spiritual life center, the warmth and the love and the deep community resonance. So welcome. So this morning, if you have anything that beeps, I'm supposed to switch. If you have anything that beeps, that chimes, that dings or dongs, if you'd silence those now.
And in that space, are you wanting me to use the mic?
Two handhelds.
Okay. Spirit, remember, help me. Remember what I'm about to say. Let's take a moment, because it always is spontaneous with Spirit, coming through to connect and commune with this presence. We're reminded that we're living and moving and having our beingness in something magnificent. We use many names to describe it, but it's really nameless. But it's that presence that is always supporting us and uplifting us, moving us upward. And as we allow it to have its way with us, we reveal the truth of who and what we are, expressions and vessels of the Most High. We're grateful for the opportunity to let God be God in us, knowing that as we are uplifted by this presence, not only are we changed and transformed and negotiate life differently, but everyone that crosses our path understands a little bit more about who and what they are, because they feel and sense their connection. They resonate with it. And so we come together to touch and agree on a divine and perfect spiritual idea that is held in the mind of God and make it the activity of our life. God needs us to shine God's light, and we're grateful to be those vehicles right here and now. And when two or more gather together, it amplifies the power. And so we go forth doing our part to anchor a little bit more of ever-expanding good in our world. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
That was beautiful. And another beautiful opportunity we're going to have this coming Wednesday for our Wow Wednesday program is Reverend Dakota. Now, Reverend Dakota has been with us for years. She's been a prayer chaplain for longer than I can count, and she's presenting a program with Reverend Deborah Phillips from interfaith to interfaith. And Reverend Dakota is one of those people that doesn't have a whole lot to say. You may not actually ever hear her speak, but when she does, you want to stop and you want to listen. So she's presenting this beautiful program. You can join us this Wednesday for salad at 6 and for the program at 7.
And we want to ask you and invite you to be part of our special exercise with Reverend Dr. Gary Simmons starting this Friday and Saturday. We're calling it the genogram, but really more it's about looking at our history over the last 20 years. The things that are good, the things that we might want to be different, to lay the foundation for how we want to create our future together. And so we have an opportunity to have your input to make that happen and co-create what Spiritual Life Center looks like in the future, because it won't be the same unless your consciousness is part of it. So we invite you to be part of that, and that'll be taking place Friday and Saturday, and they're joined. You got to come to both to really have the full power of what this experience is. And we like people who are going to show up just to register online. There's no fee at all, but we want to be able to prepare accordingly. So if we have that information, it'll be very helpful to us.
Yes, and if there's anyone that's hesitating to come because on a Friday night you may not want to drive, Martha Mills, is Martha in here? Would see Martha in the courtyard after service. We really want your input. So if you have trouble driving in the evening, see Martha, and we'll try to find a way to get you here.
And we have a member of our Board of Trustees, the one and only Reverend Penny Clement, is going to share a few words with us. And here is Penny.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I am so thrilled to be up here. I am fortunate, I consider, to present intentional giving this year. I really value this process where we get to stop once a year, look at our conscious commitment to Spiritual Life Center, to all that it has given us and that all that we are able to give to it to keep this wonderful, wonderful energy flowing out into the world. We have this beautiful little pamphlet. I trust you will take the time to look at it. It really gives you a capsule view of everything that you've created. You have created here on earth with this church family and all the blessings that we take out into the world. And so Sunday, Easter, there was such an opening to that higher consciousness, that whole field of awareness for all of us here. I'd like to use that field of consciousness for our intentional giving. Will you just check into your heart? You see what's yours to do this year. You write it down. When you write it down, it's halfway manifested. It's out in the physical world. It's not just an idea floating around in your head. And then that supports you the rest of the year. It carries you forward. You know what you're contributing. You know that you're sourcing something that sources such wonderful experiences for you. And it's just a joy every time you give your blessing to the church. So for those of you who have not had the experience of filling out and making that conscious commitment, please join in and do that. Today's the day. We're doing it today. Those of you who have already been through this process, maybe many times, I've been doing it for 50 years, and really some years, if we don't get around to doing it, I miss it because it just sort of sets my tone for that year. Fill out for this year, and if your heart and your consciousness tells you that you know that you can increase your donation, well, that's just wonderful because that means you are increasing who you are. Who you are is becoming bigger and larger, and it's showing up in what you were able to contribute. So we thank each and every one of you right where you are. The other thing that you can really do, if you haven't done this already, and I know so many of you have, and it's so helpful, is to do the electronic giving. That makes life easier for everybody. Makes life easier for you, makes life easier for the staff, for the church. So if you haven't signed up for the electronic giving, please consider doing that. I have to admit, I have to tell on myself, I was very resistant to the electronic giving. I liked putting my check in the basket. But today I filled out for my electronic giving, and now I have this I can put in the basket. So I still get to put something in the basket. And I know that the Sundays I'm not here, my energy field is still making a difference in the world. Because everything this church does makes this world a better place. And I am so grateful to be here. And I am so grateful for you that created this beautiful church for me to be in. So all I can say is please fill out your forms today. You can pass them in with the offering, or you can bring them out to the cashier. And we're looking to receive these forms by next Sunday. And today's a good day just to do it and be on your way. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Penny.
Thank you.
You know, I signed up for EFT on my points credit card. So it's just a win, 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 and then I get to fly. That's a good deal. Anyway, so April 22nd is coming just around the corner, and we have a really wonderful program scheduled for you. It's Earth Day, and we are going to have a program, The Unity of All Life, and we have our own founding senior minister, Reverend Michael Moran, and Reverend Gaia Swinford. They're going to be here, and they're going to present the message and the meditation. So don't miss it at both 9 and 11. And after each service, we're going to do a reception. And the reception is not going to be in our courtyard. There might be the welcome table and a few things happening in the courtyard. Our prayer chaplains will be here. But you'll want to go south. So we're going to have people directing you. Just going to walk down the street. So you're going to go out of the sanctuary and make a right. And if you go out that door, you're going to make a left and then a right. But we're going to have people directing.
Yeah, we're going to have directors.
So just to say, where is the reception going to be on the 22nd? South, down the street.
Yes,
Right.
that's south.
Don't miss it. Yeah.
Just a reminder, we're having our Abundance Project class coming up very soon. And the whole idea of this is to realize that we have everything that we need within us. And the whole idea is how do we bring it out? as we bring forth, prosperity and abundance and well-being in every aspect of our life. So you have an opportunity to sign up for the early bird that's going to end today, and also you can sign up in the cashier's table at in the courtyard, and also pick up your book. So we're going to have a mighty good time.
It's going to be a great class, I know that. And May 6th is our annual meeting. You won't want to miss that. It's at 12:45, and that day the choir will have a special bake sale with light lunch items, so you don't have to leave and then come back for that annual meeting. So stay with us for that. And now, I have a couple questions for you, and we can do this by show of hands, or you can nod, or you can say yes. So, do you know anyone that has had an interaction with someone and they walk away with some pretty strong emotions? Okay. Do you know anyone in your realm that might have taken something personally and walked away with a pretty uncomfortable feeling? Yes. Okay.
Some of their friends.
And have you ever had an experience with someone and walked away with a judgment that came back to you like the next minute or the next hour or the next week or the next year or the next decade? Well, I don't know about you, but I have. And so the very first time I took a program, it's called the Q process now. It was called The Art and the Practice of Living with Nothing and No One Against You. And I loved the program because what I didn't see until, halfway through it, I had an experience with someone. I went and asked a question, and what I got back was kind of a look of exasperation from the person I asked the question of. And I walked away from that experience, and really, before I could hit 20 feet, my mind made up that she didn't like me, that I was wrong, that I was less than, and so it created some negative flow. And I was in the process of taking that class, and I stopped myself, and I turned around, and I walked back to the person, and I said, "This is what just happened. When I asked you that question and you looked at me that way, my mind made up that you don't really like me, and that you don't want to help me, and that I was somehow less than." And you know what happened? Tears started streaming down her face, and she said, "That isn't true. I'm just so overwhelmed." Wasn't that beautiful? And that is what we teach in the Q process. So I don't know about you, but as a child, we may have picked up a message from that cell phone that's ringing. And we might have heard something that likely wasn't, the truth of our being, that maybe a program got planted, the seed got planted in soil that was fertile, but it wasn't, it was a GMO seed. It was not. So the Q shows us that when we stop and we question what our mind is saying, and we offer compassion, and there's a process for really diminishing the level of trigger that we experience in life. Wouldn't you like to live more free? Yeah. So sign up for the Q. We have a few seats left. We've had over 150 people in this community take that program, and it's really leading to more personal freedom. So Elaine LaRoa and I will be teaching. It's May 12th, and we'd love to see you there.
And we'd also just want to remind you that if you had that inkling, that calling, that nudge to consider being on our board of trustees, that today's the last day to submit your application. So if that's calling you, we invite you to be part of this process.
Absolutely. And right now, we have some important people to introduce: our prayer chaplains and our ambassadors. And our ambassadors wear those rainbow ribbons, and they are here to welcome you, to answer questions. And our prayer chaplains, they wear those white stoles. And those white stoles are a symbol that they are here to hold us in confidential prayer. Whether you are celebrating life or you are finding a particular challenge, they are definitely a warm spot to land. So see them in the back of the sanctuary or in the courtyard.
And if you're here for the very first time, in a moment, we're just going to ask you to raise your hand so we can give you opportunities to know how you can connect with Spiritual Life Center. We'll give you a welcome card, and you can hand that in at the end of the service, or turn it in at the welcome table at the in the courtyard. So as you are preparing for that, I think we can ask you to raise your hand. Any first-timers here?
Any first-timers here?
All right, keep your hand up, like raising high.
We also have a chalet for you. We'd love for you to put that on so we can be sure to come up and greet you. And on that chalet is a saying that we believe we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and that there are many paths to the one God. And so today we're especially grateful that you've joined us on your path. So right now, let's stand. Let's welcome those newcomers and
each other.
All right, we have a special surprise that'll come later probably. I'd like you to join me in a song by Richard Burdick, I See God in Every Moment. And I see that here. I see God in every moment. I see God in every moment. Ooh. I see God in every moment. I see God in every moment. Ooh. I see God in every moment as I stand within this light, and there's a newness in me rising to an ever greater height. So won't you join me on this journey, rising to your greater sound, and we will fly away together, healing into hell, into our healing. I see God in every moment. I see God in every moment. Ooh. I see God in every moment. I see God in every moment. Ooh. I feel God in every moment. Though I'm standing in the dark, there's a struggle in me stirring that's trying to find some part of life that ties it all together, making real some deeper truth as we dive into our freedom, into me, into you.
That was great. Thank you, Dennis and SLC Band. Aren't they awesome? So, hi, I'm Laurie. Yes, they are. I'm Laurie Vela, your youth ed director here at SLC. And it is my happy dance to give you a couple of invitations today. So, first of all, happy Sunday after Easter. Let us not forget that we are spirit rising. And spring is such a great reminder of life everlasting. And so as we center into the truth of who we truly be as that life that keeps on living and giving, let's set our souls free. The invitations that I have for you are into more freedom, into more living what we were just singing about, seeing God in every moment. I am hosting a Playshop here on April 28th, and my work is all about intergenerational play and pray. And so from this place of centering in the truth of who we truly be, we can tap into more freedom. But it takes a little bit of habit, and it takes some tools, right? Haven't we found that on our journey? And so some of us are parenting our parents, spiritually parenting our parents. Some of us have children or grandchildren. And many, if not all of us, have a little job to do inside of us, and that is the dance with our inner child. Because to be truly free, we step into that circle of oneness, and oneness begins with us. We are child and adult and child. And so when we can step into that place of play with those layers of who we truly be, it does unlock a whole level of happiness. So that's what I want for you. And I would be so happy if some of you would come and play here on Saturday the 28th. And if nobody comes, I'm going to have to process some sadness. That would be so sad. I'd be sitting here my little inner child would be like, play, babe, come out, play with me. So anyway, if any of you would like more tools for your spiritual parenting of your inner child, of your children or grandchildren, or of your parents, if that's where you are on your journey, come and play. And I have another invitation for you. It's a calendarizing thing. That's when you prioritize your calendar. Put more freedom on your calendar to come be with us in August 17th through 19th. It's a weekend in the Sierras, the Sacred Sierras, and it's Feathers of Freedom Family Camp. And I've been doing this camp. It officially, sort of, unofficially started in 2005 when I gathered up some families from SLC, and we were at this place of Silver Lake, and we were in tents, and we were cooking food, and I've evolved. Believe me, there's none of that going on anymore. So we stay in cabins. They feed us really well. Tons of activities to choose from, hence the freedom. You plug in where you want to. So you can do sacred song circles or the fairy tea, or you can just float out on that lake on a kayak and then just come have s'mores at the campfire at night. I mean, it's all there. It's all super, super yummy, and it's all ages and stages and phases. So that would be all of you. Anyway, check that out. Thank you so much for letting me pop in here today with your freedom invitation to, like the spring sprouts, like Jesus, just keep that spirit rising, 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 and saying yes to life. Let's hear it. Yes. Thank you. Oops, sorry.
Ooh, camp, s'mores. Cool. So as we move now into a quieter time of our service and work toward our way towards meditation, let us say our vision statement together. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions. Weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom, we cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet.
Create in me a new heart
create in me a new life. Take a deep breath and suspend it for just a moment. And then exhale, allowing all tension to dissolve. And now just breathe normally and allow yourself to relax into a light daydream. You see a small ball of light just behind your heart. See if you can actually sense the light that lives within you. Not everybody can do this. But there are ways that you can connect with the white light through its blessings. Let's try this. White light is the blessing of peace. Feel peace. See peace. Taste peace. Hear peace. Smell peace. Your white light expands. White light is the blessing of love. Feel love. See love. Taste love. Hear love. Smell love. Your white light expands. White light is the blessing of harmony. Feel harmony. See harmony. Taste harmony. Hear it. Hear harmony. And smell harmony. Your white light expands. White light is the blessing of balance. Feel balance. See balance. Taste balance. Hear balance. Smell balance. Your white light expands. White light is the blessing of knowing. Feel knowing. See knowing. Taste knowing. Hear knowing. Smell knowing. Your white light expands. White light is the blessing of compassion. Feel compassion. See compassion. Taste compassion. Hear compassion. Taste compassion. The white light expands, and you are filled, immersed, overflowing. You know that you are light, and light is you. There is never a lack of light because that's all you are. In this heightened awareness,